Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger, man. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to say thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm going to be showing y'all how to create the first ever 3-point shooter catfish build on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. Now, with this 3-point shooter, we're going to be able to get a 99 post control, perimeter defense, steal, and so many other things are going to come with this catfish build. But if you did decide to click on today's video, and if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now, I would appreciate it if everybody who was watching goes ahead and turns on post notifications. I'm uploading every single day, and y'all definitely don't want to miss. But when it comes down to it, be sure to smash that like button. Now, with this build, I'm telling y'all, this is not going to be your normal 3-point shooter. We're going to be able to get 76 badges, post-scoring takeover. Then when it comes down to the actual weight, the physicals, this is going to be a huge factor in actually maintaining the build name. So let's go ahead and get started by putting this build under the shooting guard position. Now, once we get into the actual body settings, this really comes down to your own preference and liking of how you want to go about it. Now, for mine, I'm going to be going with 6'9" today, but I know that we're able to make this build at different heights. So if you want to go taller or lower it, you definitely can do so. Now, like I said, when it comes down to the making of any build, make sure that you're basing it all off of your own preference. Now, with the weight, I'm going to go 185 with a 7'7" wingspan. Now, from here, we're going to be all set to go. For the body shape, I would go with built, defined, or if Burley's available, go with that one. Now, overall, I think we're going to have everything that we need out of this build, especially when it comes down to the offensive end, but probably even more so when it comes down to the defense. Now, to start out today, I'm going to go ahead and first get into the finishing. So let's go ahead and get after the close shot. I'm going to go with the 67. Then when it comes down to the driving layup, this is really optional. I'm going to go with an 80, and we're also going to be able to get pro contact dunks on this build. So for the driving dunk, go with an 84, and right here we're going to be set to go. Now, when it comes down to the standing dunk, this is going to be raised once we upgrade other attributes. But then when it comes down to the post control, go with the 97. And as you can see right here, if you buy boost for the finishing, we're going to be able to get that 99 post control. Now, out of the badges that we did get, I'm telling you, I feel like we have everything that we need. A few badges that I'm looking at is going to be Hall of Fame Back Down Punisher. Also get Post Spin Technician, Drop Step, Pro Touch. A lot of different badges are going to play a huge effect on what this build can do. Now, as we go ahead and get into the shooting, I'm going to go with the mid-range shot of a 71. My three-pointer is going to go to an 82. And then to be able to take this build into the rec and 5v5, go with the 71 free throw, and right there we get a total of 17 badges. Now, when it comes down to the actual shooting, a few different badges that I'm looking at, going to be Gold Catch and Shoot, Green Machine, Mini Magician, as well as Agent 3 and Amped. Now, overall on this build, so far looking so good. We're going to be able to shoot, also going to be able to get that finishing and pro contact dunks down like we wanted. Now, when it comes down to the playmaking, I'm going to go with the 78 pass accuracy. Then for my ball handle, go with an 87. Now for the speed with ball, I'm going to go with the 75, and right there, we're going to be able to get 21 playmaking badges. Now for the ones that I'm looking at out of this area, going to be Hyperdrive, Gold Quick First Step, and then out of Tier 3, we also do get Clamp Breaker on Gold, Handles for Days, and then Killer Combos. Now already you can see how this build is going to be a catfish. We have a lot done to the finishing, especially when it comes down to our post moves. But then for the shooting, we still maintain that mid-range and the 3-point shot to be effective. Now for the playmaking, we have everything that a normal playmaking build would have. Then when it comes down to the defensive end, you're going to see now, go with the 67 for the interior defense, 86 for my perimeter, 85 for my steal, and if you do pick to choose the lockdown defender takeover, going with buy and boost for your defense, that's going to allow us to get a 99 perimeter defense and a steal. Now, since we do get that plus 10 in takeover, that's going to apply to the lockdowns. Now, when it comes down to the rebounding, go with the 73 for the defensive, and the block will be a 75. Now, right there, we get a total of 19 badges, and some of the main ones that I'm looking at are going to be, when it comes to the defense, Chase Down Artist, Challenger, Box Out Beast, we also get Glove, Rebound Chaser, and Anchor. Now, when it comes down to all four areas, we did hit perfectly in order to be able to spread the wealth, but also being able to do a little bit of everything on both ends of the floor. Now, when it comes down to the physicals, this really comes down to your own preference and liking. I'm going to go with an 83 speed, 81 acceleration. Then when it comes down to the vertical, in order to get the pro contact dunks, you must go with the 75. Now, if you did that, leave the rest to the stamina. We're going to go with an 87. And normally I would go with the 90. And if you want to do that, you definitely can. But this is the setup how I'm going to go with today. Now, overall, the main stats that I'm most excited about are going to be the 99 perimeter defense, steal, 3-point shot, and post control. Now, this is all taken into consideration with bind boost. Then if you run with a teammate that does have on floor general, that's another +4, so +8 in total. And if you add on the takeover boost when activated, that's a +10. Now, when it comes down to the takeovers unlocked, we get the sharpshooting, lockdown defender, and then finally we do get the post scoring. So however you do decide to go about the making of this build, make sure that you pick takeovers that are solely going to be based to your own liking as well as your playstyle. Now, for my own, I would definitely have to say, to be more of a catfish build, you can go with double post scoring takeovers, lockdown, but if you don't care for that, go ahead and pick first one of the sharpshooting takeovers. Now, for my liking, if you don't want to go that route, I would go with extreme clamps first, or you can go with limitless range. Now, for the second takeover, I'm going to go ahead and have to say, I think power backdowns or advanced post moves is going to be one of the best offensive takeovers to pick for this build. Now, if you want to, you can switch it out for limitless range, then go with the second defensive takeover. Now, what I would think is going to be best in order to maintain to be fully a catfish build. First, go with post scoring takeover. Second, you can go with lockdown, or you can flip it, but if you do go with the sharpshooting takeover, it's going to give the name away easily. Now, I'm going to go with limitless range for the first takeover. Second one will be a post scoring. Now, let's go ahead and check out the build. We get Jaylen Brown. Also going to be able to get some really other good comparisons. And as y'all can see, we have created the 3-point shooter build. Now, I think this is going to be the perfect sharpshooting catfish build that we're seeing all year, especially when it comes down to how rare of a name that we got. Now, going further into this build, if you enjoyed, be sure to go ahead and drop a like, because I'm most definitely going to show y'all exactly how I went about when it comes down to the badges. Now, first, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the finishing badges. As you can see, out of tier 1, I went with back down punisher, post spin technician, and drop stepper, all on the Hall of Fame tier. Now, this is super solid, especially considering that if you add extra badges towards any area of this build, you're in for a good looking of what your badge layout can be. Now, I also did go with pro touch on gold, silver limitless takeoff, and then I did core out on bronze posterizer. Now, going further into this build, I think one of the best things is not only going to be the post scoring, but actually the badges that we did unlock to go with it. Now, when it comes down to the shooting, I went with, for tier 1, amped on silver, mini magician, same thing. Then when it comes down to tier 2, agent 3 on bronze, gold green machine, as well as gold catch and shoot for my core badge. Now, for the other one, I did go with limitless range. Now, really remember, if you do add on the extra badges towards these builds, they're really going to look different, especially when it comes down to the badge layout. So if you want to go about it differently from what I'm showing y'all, you definitely can do that. But now for the playmaking badges, as you can see, I did go with the break starter, gold hyperdrive, quick first step as well, and then clamp breaker for my core badge. Then for the next two, we also have bronze handles for days, and then silver killer combos. Now, total overall, when it comes down to the playmaking, if you do add on extra badges, you'll be able to unlock unpluggable. Now, this is solely based off my preference when I'm going to the badge count. But again, if you see something different that you would go about, be sure to let me know in the comments, because I might have to remake this build and bring y'all a whole different version. Now, for the defensive end, as you can see, we're pretty stacked here as well. Out of tier 1, we get box out beast and glove. Then for tier 2, we get gold challenger and chase down artist. And then out of tier 3, we're also able to get anchor and then able to core out on bronze rebound chaser. Now, this is exactly what the build is going to be looking like when it comes to the badge setup. But when it comes down to 99 overall, I think this is going to be the best catfish build that we're going to be seeing in a while. Now, if you did enjoy this build, let me know if you're looking to make it, if you have seen it similar, or if you've seen it made differently. I would really appreciate that, but this is what we're going to be looking like once we max it out completely. And man, if you made it to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you for your support. And if it was your first time coming through, Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. I'm trying to reach 5,000 big supporters, a part of the Rich family. So man, with all that being said, thank you God for another day and another opportunity. Be sure to turn on post notifications to catch my daily uploads. Smash that like button. And with all that being said, thank y'all. God bless you. And I got one last thing to say. Rich out.